Oh, oh wow, I didn't even see you there. Well, hey, how's it going? It's Granite State Squatch with Bullets, Spikes, Brims, and Briars. And sporting my Mulligan gear, Duxbury Sand linen cap. Loving it. Just puffing on my Irish pipe right here. This is the Donegal Rocky 3 rusticated. Love this pipe. Got a nice Virginia blend in here. But in a minute, we're going to bring out the black ice. We're going to steam that son of a bitch. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So stay tuned. Well, welcome back. We're going to do a steam today of the black ice. And what we're going to use today is the Electrolux. I got this on Amazon. It was decently priced and it works great. Usually I will use almost an entire tank of water for one good steam. First thing we need to do is we're going to get this hat and we need to stuff it. Get yourself a nice dish towel. You're going to wind it up real good. You're going to put it around the cap. I'll bring this down so you can see what I'm doing a little better. You really want to make that as tight as possible. Okay, pull this chair out of the way. And get another towel. And we're going to just wind that in there. And you really want to stretch it out as much as you can. Okay. And then what I usually do is I grab just a little bit of paper as well. And just stuff the crap out of it. Any space that might be left over, just fill it with paper. You're going to grab some more, put that in there. Grab even more, put that in there. Now we got a stuffed mulligan. Your hat should look like this. Okay? Nice and tight. Every corner where it's stitched in should have pressure on it. Especially in the back, you have these 2 points here, so when you steam it, this part is going to end up kind of flat. It's going to be kind of squared off here once everything is said and done. Get everything nice and stretched, and then turn on your steamer. And I'm just going to pause this video real quick to let that heat up and I'm going to go grab something to put this hat on. Okay, so now as you see here, I just have a basic pot, and I put a mixing bowl on top there just because it's a perfect shape, just to sort of set the hat on. Now, I used to work in a restaurant, so I've gotten all kinds of oven burns and stuff all over my arms. So I'm going to be holding this, and it's going to get hot, and I'm probably going to get burned a little bit. Don't do that. Don't be stupid like me. Wear some heat-resistant gloves or something that's going to help, okay? All right, you get green, so we're just going to start soaking this first. We just want to get this nice and soaked. Like I said, you're probably going to be using almost an entire tank of water for one steam. And I just go up and down through each panel. And then what I'll do is kind of pick it up and go around the edges where I couldn't get it before. This is the part where you got to be really, really careful not to burn your hands. Okay. I'm going to come over here so you can see it a little better. This is the part where, like I said, you really could burn your hands pretty badly. So you need to be very, very careful. I don't recommend this. Like I said, I worked in restaurants quite a bit when I was younger. I've got tons of oven burns. So getting burned doesn't really bother me. That doesn't mean that it's okay to be burned. Now this has a setting on it where you can use it as a trigger, or you can kind of push it down to lock it into place. Kind of try to do a little bit of a quick steaming. I don't want to waste anybody's time sitting here doing the steam for half an hour. But we're going to try to get this where we had it before with the Duxbury sand. So at this point, your hat's probably going to get a little wet, and it's okay. It will dry. Don't worry about it so much. And you keep just doing each panel nice and slowly, so you can get those nice ribs where the seams are with each panel. There's no rush. Just do it nice and slow. And if you have this model, you can actually use it kind of like an iron, so you can put it right up against the fabric. You don't want to keep it on there for too long because you could burn it, but just a nice steady movement all the way down the panel. And again, be very, very careful. You can burn yourself pretty badly on these. But this is why I like the handheld steamers better than the hat steaming machines, because with this you have a little bit more control and you can isolate and focus the steam where you want it exactly, which that's what I like. Now I may unpack this, and then what I sometimes do is I will steam the liner. I'll get some steam in the inside of the cap just to loosen up those fibers just a little bit. That way, when it goes on my head, it's not just the outside of the cap that's molded, it's the inside of it as well. So you can already see a lot of those wrinkles are disappearing. What I like to do on this back part here, I put a little bit of pressure on it as I go down to square that off just a little bit, because that's going to be squared at my head anyway in the back to give it that nice Newsboy shape. Okay, and like I said before, you're going to do each panel kind of separately. Now when you have this on your head, you can kind of pinch those seams a little bit, and then when it cools, it will essentially stay. And as long as you take care of the hat, you really won't have to steam it again for a while. Look at that. How's it? Look at the difference. That wrinkle there. I'm going to try to get that out. Those of you just tuning in, very, very careful doing this. You really do not want to burn yourself. Okay, at this point, I'm going to take all the stuffing out of it. And you want to kind of do it fairly quickly, so that way you can shape it to your head as soon as possible. Got a little bit of paper in there, just give it a nice steam in the inside there. I'm going to pause the video for just a second while I readjust my camera. Okay, camera is adjusted. So now we're going to put the cap on. It may need more of a steam. Okay. So we're already getting these nice ribs already. This is what you want to do. You want to go between those ribs. You want to kind of pinch them a little bit. You want to try to center this as much as you can. Get that a nice, good curl. Okay, now you're going to want to steam this probably again. All right. Well, we're getting there. You can already see that it's already starting to hold its shape more since I had the stuffing in. Okay, we're just trying to get the fibers warmed up and loosened, so that way you can just put it on your head. You don't give it a moment to cool. You want to put it on your head and immediately start shaping it. So the point of this right now is to mainly just get it hot. We stretched it out, we got most of the wrinkles out. Now right now it's just getting these fibers nice and hot, so that way it will form to your head. This is why it's a process, and it can take upwards of a half an hour. So you have to do this very quickly. Pop this on your head while it is still warm. And again, you want to pinch those ribs. Curl that. A little bit more light on this situation so I can see. Now, as you can see, it's already starting to form. It's already getting there. It's already looking nice. See, we got that really, really classic Newsboy look going on. Got a little bit of drape over the ears, but hey, you know, in the summertime, it's not a place you want to get burnt. Look at that. See it as it cools? These, I call them ribs, but they're just where the panels have been stitched together. These are actually staying as each panel kind of sinks in, while the ribs stay up. And that's what we're looking for, folks. We're looking for that traditional look with those ribs. And we're just going to leave it on our head. You know, leave it like this for a little bit. As you can see, it looks much better from the video that I had where it was just very, very floppy. Okay, and it's getting closer and closer to this. As you can see, the ribs are nice and pronounced. That's exactly what we want. That's what we're looking for. This part here is always going to be like that because it's going to be kind of flat. It's going to be a little squared off in the back. That's just the style of the hat. If you don't like that, then I wouldn't recommend getting this cap. That's just how the caps are designed. Okay, even in this one, the back is sort of squared off. Okay, so when I put that on, these points on each side kind of stick out a little bit. That is exactly what you want in your draping. So you're going to leave that in your head for a little while to let it cool, and then we're going to steam it again. And then we're going to get those ribs even more solidified. Okay? So I think we're okay to take it off. See, before what I was doing is I would steam another hat while I was wearing the hat to kind of give this time to cool and mold to my head. Now, if you want to try to get rid of these, you can, but you got to get this hat nice and soaked and hot, and then you got to just kind of press it against your head, but that's just where the panels are stitched together, and that's where it's gonna, where it's going to poof out just a bit. Okay. All right. Look how much different that is. That is starting. It's not flopping as much anymore. Okay. We're actually seeing the ribs a lot more pronounced now. It's still not as structured as the Duxbury beach sand, but who knows? It could be a different type of linen or something like that. But we want to try to get this super, super hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down just a little bit. We're going to pop this on here. And we're just going to give it a good steaming. Now that we got most of those wrinkles out, what we're just trying to do now is just get this nice and hot. So that way, when I put it on my head, I can start to shape this. Because you really do want to, you can't really waste time. You got to just, second you're done steaming it, you've got to put it on your head right away and start to form it. And leave it on your head for quite a while. Half an hour, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. As you can see right now, these ribs, they already want to stay up. There's a couple that are being stubborn in this hat for some reason. But those ribs in the front are very, very important to the style of this type of hat. So where the back is pretty much formed, you want to focus a lot on the front and try and get those ribs a lot more pronounced. I know for some of you it might seem like a lot of work, but you know what? If you get a nice drink, or if you get a place you can do this outside and you can smoke a nice cigar, smoke a nice pipe with some good tobacco, or for some of you, maybe you're smoking your little wacky tobacco. For me, I like a nice tequila drink, considering I'm out of Jameson whiskey. I don't mind a little tequila in the summer though, it's nice. But I probably would have preferred some Jameson and ginger. Alright, so we're getting to the end of the line as far as the water is concerned. So this should be pretty much done. We're going to try to get the last of the steam on this hat and focus on the front as much as possible. Alright, I'm going to try and do this very, very quickly so y'all can see while this is hot. Now you can see these ribs are now where we want them. Okay. Now we can form this like we're playing with putty. just pinch those seams. You can push that back part down if you want, if you don't really like those poofy parts. And we can turn this Newsboy into almost like a Gatsby style. And that's how we do it, guys. That's all we got to do. And pretty much at this point in time, I just need to wear this hat for a while. And once it's completely cooled down and it's completely had a minute for those fibers to adjust to the shape of my head, we will get a cap that looks almost identical to this when it comes to the ribs. I hope you enjoyed the video, and shout out to Anox. He's been really good to me lately, and yeah, shout out to Jim Mulligan. I'm coming for you, buddy. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, buddy. One of these days, I'm going to make it out of New Hampshire, and I'm going to get down there to Mansfield. And I'm going to buy a cap from you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a cap from you. So help me God, I'm going to buy a cap from you. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the steaming lesson. And once this is cooled, I will post a picture of it in its final form. And already these ribs are already starting to harden up. And yeah, it's getting great, guys. Loving it. Love this black ice. Beautiful, beautiful cap. Both the black ice and the Duxbury sand are just awesome caps. You've got this sort of white cap with these black streaks on it, which is really, really cool. And then you've got this sort of beige with these black sand specks in it, which is really awesome. Love these caps. Can't wait to get more. All right, folks. Granite State Squatch with bolts, bikes, brims, and briars. Hey, check out my channel. I do reviews of all kinds of stuff, but this one is specifically for the Mulligan gear heads. And we'll post this to my YouTube channel first, but this is exclusively for the Mulligan gear heads fan page for Mulligan gear. Love Jim's hats. Love these hats in particular, these linen ones. Can't wait to get there in person, shake the man's hand. But bid you all adieu. Have a great night, guys. Take care. See you on the next one.